Hello, Mario Vlogs number 282, Featherstone Park. Hello, welcome. Well, the weather's still holding fine here in the Waikato. Beautiful day, very hot. Just broke into a sweat lifting a pencil. I'm sitting here, well I was earlier sitting here in front of the computer with a tea towel, just wiping the sweat off every 5 minutes. It was like really hot and muggy. So for today for my lunch I decided I'd venture over to the other side of the river, to the northern side of the Waikato River. And I went into the Flagstaff shopping centre there and got myself a barbecue pork roll, which I have to say was spectacular. I'll be going back to get another one of those. It was that good. And of course my fresh cream donut that I like. And so then I ventured out and I thought, well, there must be some little parks and things off down to the river, and I found this I kept driving and I found this one here. I'll see, it was Featherstone Park, and I had a look out at it and I thought, well, this looks like it could give me those long vistas that I'm looking for up and down the river. So there was a little bit of a walk over to this, and then I saw this large pole. I thought, well, you know, we've got to investigate that. That's thing there. So you can see the sign there. And there's a bit of a little seat up there just above my head, I think. So I thought, oh well, I'll wander over there and have a look at the sign and see what's going on here. There's the seat just above my head there now, and you can see a bit of bush surrounding. So a lovely outlook for the houses looking into this park. Here it's just a flat bit of relatively flat bit of ground. So on reading the sign, it sort of brought back all sorts of bits of information. So all up and down the river here, there are what they call borrow pits, and these are pits where the Maori essentially took some of the sand and various types of sand that they wanted to improve the soils where they're growing their kumara or sweet potato. So they actually took some of these soils and they transported them up and down the river. So there's various borrow pits up and down the river, and they've been a little bit of a bone of contention in some ways with developers, because they have to have the borrow pits investigated by archaeologists and what have you before they can do any developments for the land. But in this case here, it looks like in the park some of the borrow pits have been preserved into the future, and also in recognition of what went on here. Apparently in this area there was a papakainga, which is a sort of a village, an unfortified village. These days they're considered to be, they have the equivalent of the old people's home, but they're situated around the marae for the kaumatua of the tribe to live in, papakainga. Related to the communal ownership of land that occurs within the Maori sphere of things. So I was sort of reminded of, I've encountered these borrow pits from time to time with my surveying, and on one job I actually was involved. There was archaeologists working at the same time I was there, and had a little bit. So they improved the soils by importing various types of material into the soil, as well as incorporating potash. In other words, they burnt material and things like that they included in the soil to improve and to obviously improve the quality of the kumara crop for that year. So yeah, various endeavours and things that went on in this area way before European settlement. And in fact, when the Europeans first arrived, the Maori were quite productive farmers and were supplying quite a lot of produce into Auckland and to the Waikato. And in fact, there's a street in Hamilton called Peach Grove Road, and one of the big crops that came out of the Waikato was peaches that had arrived here in some way, and that were being grown to some effect, and getting some real good crops and obviously commerce and money. So the large pole here is just representative of a large totara tree that was growing in the area, and a recognition of the Maori that lived here in pre-European times. And the little notice board there gives a little bit of a rundown of the Maori history and the European history. And the land was, in this particular case, was donated by the Featherstone family. So just a nice little park area for the citizens to enjoy and recreate beside the river here, with a little bit of historical significance. So yeah, and these are quite often all round our area. There's little bits of history intermingled with all sorts of things. So yeah, we'll try and bring those to you. If you can read the sign there, you might want to stop the video and see if you can get out from behind my head or something. That might help. If you wanted a single shot of it, by all means let me know. So let's go to today's little background here, and here we have this guy here. Now there's quite a few clues there, I think, on the journey there, and you may, with a little bit of help from Uncle Google, you may be able to work out first of all what country he's playing his sport in, and from the sponsors in that here, you should I think it shouldn't be too difficult to work out what team he plays for, and from that who he is. But we'll see how that pans out. So it's not an easy and obvious one, but with a little bit of detective work, I think there's enough clues there to find out who this guy is. So there may be some viewers from the country of origin of this chap that know him straight off. So that's always the beauty of the internet and this sort of thing, is the sort of crowdsourcing aspect of it, that somewhere amongst the people that see it, there's someone knows the answer just straight off the top of the bat. So it's just a matter of getting to that person, getting the information in front of them. Now yesterday's background was this guy here, and obviously my title was Great Expectations. There's a movie of the Charles Dickens novel Great Expectations. There was a movie made. This guy was the lead actor. He played Pip, Mr. Pip, in as I say, in the movie Great Expectations, and his name is Jeremy Irvine. So yeah, I thought there was a pretty clear connection there. So WT got that one. Well done, WT. Once again, just a little bit of detective work. He also made some comment about the type of horse bit that was being used there. So obviously he has some expertise in that area of horse regalia and what have you. So he's posted a little link there, which is very helpful. So thanks for that. That's awesome work. So we'll just go back to today's background so that you can soak that in. And once again, thank you for your comments, your likes and your subscribe and your encouraging comments. A lot of people are commenting about the the beauty of some of the things that I've put up in recent times as they relate to New Zealand. And it's from my point of view, these are the area that I live in, and perhaps sometimes it's so easy to take these things for granted. So it's so encouraging and good to hear that people are wondering at some of the beautiful stuff that we have to put up with. It is beauty, and sometimes living in amongst it, you need to be reminded that you need to take the time to smell the roses, as they say. So thanks for reminding me of just to take a little bit of time out. It's great, very encouraging. So yeah, thank you very much, one and all. And yep, it's that time again. Cheers. See you.